Chapter 5, The Fortress of Shadows. The aftermath of the battle against the Kagawa clan had left the resistance fighters weary but determined. The fortress, once a symbol of oppression, now stood as a testament to their unwavering commitment to justice and freedom. As they regrouped within the fortress, Hiroshi, Ayumi, Lady Yuki, and the coalition leaders gathered to plan their next move. Their victories had sent shockwaves through the oppressive clans, and the tide of rebellion was growing stronger. Leader 6, hopeful, our successes have inspired others to join our cause. The time to strike against the oppressive clans is now. Lady Yuki, strategically, we must choose our next target carefully. A well-timed strike could tip the balance in our favor. Hiroshi, reflective, we must also consider the innocent civilians trapped under the rule of these clans. They look to us for hope. Their discussions led to a consensus. Their next target would be the fortress of the dreaded Mizuki clan, known for their brutal rule and merciless enforcers. It was a fortress cloaked in darkness and shrouded in mystery, perched atop a jagged peak. Ayumi, determined, we shall bring light to the fortress of shadows and free those who suffer under its rule. The journey to the fortress of shadows was treacherous. The path wound through dense forests, crossed raging rivers, and climbed steep mountain slopes. Along the way, they encountered characters whose stories added depth to the world they sought to free. Traveler 4, wary, beware the fortress, strangers. It is said to be guarded by shadows that swallow the souls of those who dare enter. Hiroshi, resolute, we shall face these shadows and bring an end to the Mizuki clan's reign of terror. As they approached the fortress, they could see its imposing silhouette against the setting sun. It was a grim and foreboding structure, its walls adorned with the symbols of fear. Ayumi, inspirational, fear not the shadows, my comrades. We carry the light of justice in our hearts. The battle at the Fortress of Shadows. The assault on the fortress began under the cover of night. Warriors moved silently, their footsteps masked by the darkness, as they approached the fortress walls. The defenders of the Mizuki clan, known for their cruelty, were caught off guard. They scrambled to sound the alarm, but it was too late. The resistance fighters had infiltrated the fortress, their determination unwavering. Inside the fortress, they encountered challenges that tested their resolve. Traps lay hidden in the shadows, and the defenders fought with ruthless cunning. But Hiroshi, Ayumi, and their coalition of warriors pressed on. Toshi's archery skills were put to the test as she shot down enemy after enemy in the dimly lit corridors. Miyamoto's katana gleamed in the darkness, and Lady Yuki's tactical brilliance guided them through the labyrinthine passages. The climax of the battle took place in the heart of the fortress, where Lord Mizuki, a figure cloaked in darkness, awaited them. His laughter echoed through the chamber as he revealed his true form, a master of illusion and shadow. Lord Mizuki, sinister, you cannot defeat what you cannot see. But Hiroshi, guided by the samurai's code, saw through the illusions and confronted Lord Mizuki. The battle that followed was a dance of light and shadow, a test of wills between justice and darkness. With a final strike, Hiroshi defeated Lord Mizuki, and the fortress fell into silence. The Mizuki clan's reign of terror had come to an end, and the innocent civilians trapped within the fortress were finally free. As the first light of dawn painted the horizon, the resistance fighters stood victorious. The Fortress of Shadows was reclaimed, a symbol of their unwavering commitment to justice and freedom, but their journey was far from over. The oppressive clans still held power, and the path ahead would be filled with challenges and uncertainties. With the fortress behind them and the promise of a united land before them, Hiroshi and his allies prepared to face the battles yet to come.
The battle inside the Fortress of Shadows was a harrowing test of the resistance fighters' courage and resolve. The corridors were dimly lit, with torches casting eerie, flickering shadows on stone walls covered in ancient symbols. Toshi, whispering, "Stay close, everyone. The Mizuki clan's traps could be anywhere." As they moved deeper into the fortress, they encountered cunning traps set by the defenders. Pressure plates triggered hidden spikes, and false floors threatened to give way beneath their feet. But Hiroshi's keen instincts and Ayumi's leadership guided them safely through these treacherous passages. Miyamoto, cautioning, "Watch your step. These traps are designed to catch us off guard." Lady Yuki's strategic mind proved invaluable as she analyzed the fortress's layout and devised a plan to reach the heart of the stronghold where Lord Mizuki awaited. Lady Yuki, strategically, "Our goal is to confront Lord Mizuki directly. We must not let anything deter us." The defenders of the fortress, loyal to Lord Mizuki, fought with ruthless cunning. They moved like shadows themselves, attacking from concealed alcoves and hidden alcoves. The battle was a chaotic dance of steel and shadows. Toshi's bow sang in the darkness, arrows finding their marks with deadly precision. The echoes of her shots seemed to reverberate endlessly through the labyrinthine corridors. Toshi, focused. "I see them in the shadows. My arrows will find them." Miyamoto's katana was a flash of light amid the darkness, and Lady Yuki's strategic brilliance guided their every move. Miyamoto, swiftly, "Their tactics may be unorthodox, but they cannot match our determination." The climax of the battle came as they reached the heart of the fortress. In a chamber shrouded in darkness, Lord Mizuki awaited, his laughter echoing ominously. Lord Mizuki, mocking, "You have walked right into my trap, fools. The shadows themselves are my allies." But Hiroshi, guided by the unwavering principles of honor and justice, saw through Lord Mizuki's illusions. The battle that followed was a breathtaking display of skill and determination. Lord Mizuki used the shadows to his advantage, shifting and blending into the darkness, making him a formidable opponent. Hiroshi and Ayumi fought with unwavering resolve, their blades flashing in the dim light. Hiroshi, resolute, "Your reign of darkness ends here, Mizuki." Ayumi, determined, "Justice." With Lord Mizuki defeated and the Fortress of Shadows reclaimed, the atmosphere within the fortress shifted from one of dread to one of hope. The once oppressed civilians who had lived in fear for so long emerged from their hiding places, their faces etched with a mixture of astonishment and gratitude. Villager 1, grateful. "Is it true? Are the Mizuki clan's reign of terror finally over?" Villager 2, hopeful. "We owe our freedom to these brave warriors who fought in the darkness." Hiroshi, Ayumi, Lady Yuki, and the coalition leaders approached the liberated civilians, their hearts filled with a profound sense of purpose. Hiroshi, humble. "We fought not just for victory, but for a brighter future for all." Ayumi, compassionate. "Your resilience in the face of oppression has inspired us all." Their words resonated with the villagers who had suffered under the Mizuki clan's oppressive rule. With the fortress now in the hands of the resistance, it became a symbol of hope for all those who yearned for justice. Lady Yuki, determined. "Our journey is far from over. We must continue to unite against the oppressive clans." As they helped the civilians to safety, the resistance fighters discovered a hidden chamber within the fortress. Inside, they found ancient scrolls and artifacts, each bearing cryptic symbols and writings. Scholar 1, excited. "These scrolls hold secrets of the past. They could help us understand the history of our land." Scholar 2, curious. "Perhaps they contain knowledge that can aid us in our quest for justice." The scrolls hinted at a history rich with legends and forgotten tales, offering glimpses into the world of feudal Japan before it was shrouded in darkness by the oppressive clans. As the day unfolded, the resistance fighters explored the fortress, uncovering hidden chambers and secret passages. They discovered relics and artworks that hinted at the culture and traditions of a bygone era. Miyamoto, reflective. "The Mizuki clan's reign of darkness tried to erase our history, but we must not forget our roots." Toshi, curious. "These artifacts are a testament to the resilience of our people." Their exploration of the fortress not only deepened their understanding of their land's history, but also offered a glimmer of hope for a future where justice and freedom would prevail. As night fell, the resistance fighters settled within the fortress, their spirits lifted by
Chapter 5 continued, The Fortress of Shadows. As the night enveloped the fortress, the liberated civilians and the weary warriors of the resistance coalition gathered around the campfire. The dancing flames cast a warm, flickering light that contrasted with the fortress's history of darkness. Miyamoto, the wandering ronin, sat cross-legged by the fire, his eyes filled with wisdom and a hint of sadness. Miyamoto, reflective, this fortress has seen centuries of strife and suffering. We've changed its legacy tonight. The civilians nodded, their faces showing a mix of gratitude and curiosity. Among them was a young girl named Sakura, who had witnessed the battle and the warriors who had come to her rescue. Sakura, innocent, are you all samurai? My father used to tell me stories about samurai heroes. Hiroshi knelt beside Sakura and smiled warmly. Hiroshi, kindly, yes, we are. And we fight for a world where stories like your father's will be filled with honor and justice. Ayumi, ever compassionate, handed Sakura a small, intricately folded paper crane. It was a symbol of hope and healing. Ayumi, gentle, this crane carries our wishes for a brighter future, little one. Sakura's eyes shimmered with tears of gratitude as she clutched the paper crane to her heart. Sakura, emotional, thank you, brave warriors. The bond between the warriors and the civilians grew stronger as they shared stories of their homelands, dreams of freedom, and the hardships they had endured. They were no longer strangers, they were comrades in a shared quest for justice. Lady Yuki, known for her stoic demeanor, revealed a softer side as she listened to the villagers' tales. Lady Yuki, understanding, your stories remind us of the resilience of the human spirit. Toshi, the skilled archer, demonstrated her craft to a group of curious children who had gathered around her. She taught them the art of archery, instilling in them the values of precision and patience. Toshi, inspirational, with the bow, one can protect what they hold dear. May you all grow strong and never lose hope. As the night wore on, the warriors and civilians found solace in each other's presence. The scars of oppression were still fresh, but the newfound camaraderie provided a glimmer of hope for the future. Leader 8, who hailed from a distant region, shared a song from his homeland, accompanied by a traditional instrument. The haunting melody filled the night air, a testament to the cultural diversity within the resistance coalition. Leader 8, melodic, our different backgrounds make us stronger. Together, we are a symphony of hope. With each passing moment, the fortress felt less like a place of darkness and more like a sanctuary of dreams. The warriors knew that the battles ahead would be challenging, but they drew strength from the unity they had forged in the heart of the fortress. As the embers of the campfire glowed, the warriors and civilians settled down for the night, their hearts full of determination and hope. The Fortress of Shadows had been reclaimed, not only from the oppressive Mizuki clan but from the shadows of history, becoming a place where the legacy of justice and freedom would thrive. In the chapters yet to unfold, their bonds would be tested, and their journey would take them to even greater challenges, but with the strength of their unity and the fire of their convictions, they were prepared to face whatever lay ahead on their path to a united land. As the night deepened, the campfire crackled, its warm glow casting a mesmerizing dance of light and shadow upon the faces of the resistance fighters and the liberated civilians. Among the warriors, stories began to emerge, shedding light on their pasts and what had driven them to join the fight for justice. One of the warriors, Kaito, a scarred and weathered swordsman, began to share his tale. His voice was low, carrying the weight of his experiences. Kaito, reflective, I was once a loyal retainer to a noble lord who changed after losing a loved one. The lord's cruelty drove me to the path of a ronin. His story was one of tragedy and betrayal, a reminder of how the corrupting influence of power could transform even the noblest of souls. Miyamoto, the wandering ronin, nodded in understanding. Miyamoto, empathetic, many of us have faced betrayal in one form or another. It is in seeking justice that we find redemption. Another warrior, Setsuko, a woman with an air of quiet determination, shared her reasons for joining the resistance. Setsuko, resolute, I watched as the oppressive clans tore my village apart. I couldn't stand by and do nothing. Her tale resonated with the others, for they too had witnessed the devastating impact of tyranny on their communities. Toshi, the archer with a heart full of fire, spoke of her journey from a simple village to becoming a warrior of justice. Toshi, passionate, I honed my skills to protect my loved ones, but now, I fight for the countless others who suffer. Her words ignited a sense of purpose in those around her, reminding them of the lives they were fighting to protect. Ayumi, the charismatic leader, addressed the gathered warriors and civilians. Ayumi, inspiring, our stories are woven together, threads in the tapestry of our struggle. We are bound by our shared dream of a united land. The liberated civilians also shared their hopes and dreams for a future free from oppression. Among them was an elderly man named Ichiro, whose eyes held a lifetime of wisdom. Ichiro, wise, I had lost hope, but you brave warriors have rekindled the flames of justice in our hearts. Their stories formed a tapestry of resilience, each thread representing a life touched by the oppression of the clans and the determination to bring about change. Lady Yuki, who had listened intently, spoke softly. Lady Yuki, compassionate, we are not just warriors, we are the guardians of hope. As the night wore on, the warriors and civilians found solace in the shared understanding of their struggles and dreams. The campfire's embers continued to glow, a symbol of the burning resolve within each of them. Leader 9, a scholar of history and culture, shared stories from different regions, enriching their understanding of the diverse tapestry that was feudal Japan. Leader 9, enthusiastic, our land is a treasure trove of traditions and histories. Together, we are preserving and protecting our heritage. Underneath the starlit sky, the fortress had transformed into a sanctuary of shared dreams and indomitable spirits. In this moment of unity, they forged bonds that would strengthen them in the battles yet to come, as they continued their journey toward a united land free from tyranny. As the night deepened and the campfire's flames waned, the atmosphere within the fortress became tinged with a sense of vulnerability. The walls of the ancient stronghold seemed to echo with the whispers of its long and tumultuous history. Miyamoto, the wandering Ronin, who had remained silent for most of the evening, finally spoke up with a somber tone. Miyamoto, thoughtful, in our stories, we carry the weight of our pasts, the scars of our battles. But we also bear the responsibility of the futures we hope to shape. His words hung in the air, a reminder of the challenges they had faced and those that lay ahead. The battles they had won were but small victories in a much larger war. Setsuko, with her eyes filled with determination, addressed her comrades. Setsuko, resolute, we've reclaimed this fortress, but it's just one piece of the puzzle. The oppressive clans still hold sway over our land. Her words were a stark reminder that their path to justice would be fraught with danger and sacrifice. Hiroshi, Ayumi, and Lady Yuki exchanged knowing glances, understanding the weight of their mission. Hiroshi, reflective, we must not lose sight of why we fight. It's not just for ourselves but for the generations that will follow. Ayumi, inspiring, every step we take brings us closer to a united land where justice prevails. Lady Yuki, strategically, our victories will inspire others to rise against tyranny. Our journey is a beacon of hope. The campfire's dwindling embers seem to symbolize the precariousness of their situation. But then, a gentle breeze swept through the fortress, rekindling the flames and casting their flickering light anew. Leader 10, a skilled tracker and scout, broke the momentary silence with a message of unity. Leader 10, unified, just as this breeze breathes life into our fire, we breathe life into the dreams of our people. His words infused the gathering with renewed determination. They were not alone in their quest, they were part of a larger movement, a force for change in a land yearning for freedom. Toshi, her eyes shining with fierce resolve, spoke with a fire that matched the campfire's renewed vigor. Toshi, passionate, our journey is fraught with danger, but we are bound by the samurai's code. We will face whatever challenges come our way. Sakura, the young girl who had received the paper crane of hope, tugged on Toshi's sleeve. Sakura, innocent, I want to be brave like you when I grow up. Toshi knelt down, placing a hand on Sakura's shoulder. Toshi, encouraging, you already are, little one. Your courage and hope inspire us all. As the night wore on, the fortress that had once symbolized darkness now stood as a sanctuary of determination and unity. Their journey was far from over, and the battles yet to come would test their mettle, but they faced the future with hearts aflame with the promise of a united land where justice would prevail. Underneath the star-studded canvas of the night sky, they shared stories, dreams, and a collective resolve that had the power to reshape the fate of their land. The night was filled with the promise of a new dawn, a promise they would strive to fulfill.